Hi, I'm Nate the Bias User, and today I'm going to be reviewing this new Xiu Xiu album, Ignore Grief. Experimental band Xiu Xiu has been around for at least 20 years, but has a lengthy discography even for the standards of a band lasting as long as this. But despite that, they always seem to pack interesting ideas as the years go on, and this new album that takes a horror turn is no exception. Right at the start, I was not only interested in where it was going, but unlike the album before, the tight production from the percussion makes a return with metal clicking opening up the intro The Real Chaos Cha-Cha-Cha, where a lot of heavy darkness is displayed and gets instigated well by quick soft whistles, and a clean attention-grabbing guitar running down at certain points. I was also loving this track's ending, that's quiet outside of the awakening drums, a voice memo, and then cymbals. This gets followed up by 666 Photos of Nothing, where the faults of this record debuts, because while the terrifying feel does create a thrill, especially when the track opens up with the haunted house church organs whose mission is to torture and put gunpowder in the eardrums, the popping horns coming in were more messy than scary. And I wanted everything to calm down until it does and gets tasteless, which is what we do or don't get for a handful of the tracks present. But there's some good stuff blended in, and that'll always have value. Esquerita, Little Richard, has the sound of plastic tapping fast, and consistent enough that it sounds like a helicopter, which is unique in its own way. But most of my love for the track came from the gateway psychotic synth bass that sneaks up on the back end. Great track, but it gets followed up by the semi-boring Baby, where even the bass sounds like it's snoring. What stopped this thing from being a total snooze though, was what's complementing it. There's small xylophones crumbling down, and I did like the squeaking material like synth showing up as well. Tarsier and Pahrump were both good stuff side by side. The orchestra on both songs already didn't miss, but Jamie's vocals didn't hurt. He contributed a lot of terror to Tarsier, along with the swarming horns and piano towards the end. It sucks I wasn't completely blown away by the album's closer, since it had 8 minutes to do so, but I guess the closest it gets is near the start, where co-signing noises of background crashing start screaming its heart out. And while I wasn't all that into the ambience of most of this track, it is tolerable and contains a few pop-ups, like some detailed scratching violins. Even though Xiu Xiu didn't close Ignore Grief as well as I wished, and much like any spotty record with good songs, I wish it was more consistent, and alone with this album I wish there was more flavor, packed in the dark direction this record successfully turned to. But there's still highlights here, and I have no reason to not want it as a part of this newest phase of Jamie and company, even if it isn't my favorite. I'm gonna give this album a 6.8. Like, subscribe, comment how you feel, check out my other social medias, and I'll see you next time.